be advised, the opinions and views of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Welcome to Open House with Gerry Cornejo, whatever time zone you're in, because we are airing internationally. So it's either good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Welcome to Open House with Gerry Cornejo, and you're very fortunate today. As much as possible, you know, we feature people, places, and things that are in the news or should be in the news. But also, we try our best to come up with topics that are going to be relevant to your everyday lives and to the most number of people who are watching us. So before we do that, let me tell you offhand, our topic for today is going to be about prosperity, about success, and we can interpret this in many ways. Of course, we say that prosperity and true wealth cannot be bought. Diba? I mean, there's love, there's peace of mind, there's good health, there's happiness, things that you cannot buy. But on the other hand, there are things that only money can buy. And we'd like to show you some of the things that money can buy before we start our program and introduce our guests to you. Can we roll the pictures? And I will annotate. There you go. So, John, anyway, very possible, diba, to have these things? It's just a car. You know, anything that you can imagine, you can have. We just keep on rolling the pictures. There's another, you know, I mean, diba? I mean, other people have owned that. There's a Lamborghini.
That's beautiful.
There's a Rolls Royce. Diba? And mga common actually ito eh. Many people, thousands of people already own cars like this. And there's a Mercedes-Benz, and you know, you yourself can own things like that. So these are the things that money can buy. Nice clothes, designer clothes. Ayan, di ba?
Yes.
Things like that, you know, for the wife, for the kid, for the girlfriend, for the mommy. Di ba? You can buy things like that. And you can also go on vacations, di ba? Because you need money to go on a vacation, di ba? You need money to go leisure, horseback riding, fishing. You know, kailangan ng pera dyan. Okay? Mainit? Well, you can go to a place where there's snow. You can go boating. You can live in a house that looks like that. Or like this. Di ba, John?
Yes, definitely.
Right. Definitely, without a doubt. These are all within our reach. And again, okay, hindi nga ito, it's not love, it's not peace, but hey, these are things that money can buy naman, because there are many things that are enjoyable, very enjoyable, that you need cash to spend, di ba? So, pero admittedly, lahat ito mga pinapakita natin and all of these things that we're showing, I mean, these are the things that money can buy, but definitely, you know, if it's just these things, it will not make you happy, di ba? Ito pinapakita natin, you know, things that many people aspire for, but it would be nice to have both worlds. Kasi akala ng mga iba dyan, ano eh, ito, you can travel to London, you can travel to Brazil, you know, you can travel to the Great Wall of China, you can go to the pyramids, you know, in other words, pwede kayo mag-usap ng pamilya nyo, hey, December, magpunta tayo sa, oh, there you go, December, magpunta tayo sa pyramids, di ba, magpunta tayo sa, so these are the things that money can buy. And to explain to us how to achieve all of these things, to achieve peace of mind, to achieve good health, love, good relationships, a good job, promotions, you know, things that are associated with success and fulfillment. At the same time, kasama na rin dyan yung cash. So we couldn't have a picture of love and success, and kasi yan, di ba, it varies, no? It's relative. But the things we showed you are concrete things that can be bought. And here's a man who's going to teach us how to do that. Mr. John Calub. John, welcome again.
Thank you very much, Gerry, for inviting me.
Okay, now again, I was just talking to John before the show, sabi ko, John, you're the only person who has been on this show 3 times over the past year. There are those who have been here twice. Many of my guests have been here once. But this is the 3rd time John has been here because relevant yung pinapag-usapan niya at yung expertise
That's
niya.
why I'm really grateful for inviting me over again. And there's so much to share.
Okay, now John, give us an overview of what you do. The first time we met, and I've joined one of his seminars. It's called the Money Magnet Seminar. It was held as the SMX Theaters, SMX, what do you call
Convention
it?
Center.
Convention Center, just sa Pasay, sa Mall of Asia. It had a 2,000 seating capacity, and buti na lang binigyan kami ni John ng front row seats because, 2,000 seating capacity, all sold out. Standing room only. People are standing on the corridors, sitting down on the floor. I was surprised, So, anyway, John, what are you all about?
Yes, we started by launching our first seminar, as you said, Money Magnet, which is our, kumbaga, this is our career seminar, which apparently is all about mindset. So we began by developing and sharing to people the importance of thinking like a multi-millionaire, thinking like rich people and successful people. Because the first thing, if you want to become successful, is you have to think, feel, and act like a successful person. Now, most kasi na things that are being taught, delve only on skills. But then again, if you're not thinking right, if you're not thinking the way successful people think, then you will not be able to actually reach that high level of success. In fact, you can, but definitely, as I always say in my seminars, yung money, pera, it can be lost so easily.
Talaga?
Yeah, if your mind's not programmed for success. And that's a very, very important factor to understand. So what the Money Magnet Seminar does is it introduces people to the ultimate secret on how to become wealthy. Now, these are what I call the universal laws of prosperity and abundance.
And it can be taught.
And it can be taught.
It can be learned.
It can be easily adopted by anybody. In fact, most of us we already know about these things, but somehow across life, once we grow older, we tend to forget. And because of that, what I'm simply doing is bringing back that awareness that the universe that God created is governed by these laws. And if you continue disobeying these laws, you continue, in Tagalog, being pasaway, then you will never become successful in life. But once you align yourself with these laws, life will be truly abundant. Money will flow to you easily, like a powerful magnet. You won't have any much difficulty attracting wealth in your life.
Okay, now, John, how many people have joined your Money Magnet Seminar? When did it start and how many people have joined it?
Well, I've been doing my seminars for, it's my 4th year now.
Okay.
I have trained over 60,000 Filipinos internationally already.
60,000?
Yes, definitely.
Ano ito? Mga sa Money Magnet Seminar lang to? Because I know you have
Yes.
several seminars. Just
well,
on Money Magnet alone?
Yes, I guess that's a Money Magnet alone. Because the whole, our main database is basically a Money Magnet. And that's basically, everybody just goes through that first level of our seminar. That's the basic course that we have. So everybody gets to start by attending that.
Okay, ano bang what's your background? I mean,
You'll be surprised,
how
Gerry.
how did you become a success coach and the most successful, most sought after success coach sa Pilipinas? Where did you come from?
Well, surprisingly, my course, which is economics and business administration in UP, has
Okay.
nothing to do with what I actually shares. Siguro, I guess most people would say would look at me more of as a psychologist, as a mental coach, which is basically psychology. But then again, after graduation, I was linked into selling.
Okay.
And when you enter a field of selling, it takes a lot of motivation to actually perform.
Of course.
So I developed that. Then I also started, developing people under me, under my sales organization, until such a point that I started to really attend trainings internationally to further develop myself. And I realized that, street smart pala, hindi rin enough. You have to, continuously, develop and learn these new technologies that are coming out across the world.
No, let me ask you something, John, because I've researched on people who are successful in different fields, and a lot of them actually also experienced yung talagang sumagad, yung talagang sumadsad, yung talagang became a failure in a sense, di ba? Failure in the sense na you only become, failure is a temporary state of, is a temporary
I agree.
state,
I
di ba?
definitely agree.
Temporary state yan. Pwede ka maging failure ngayon, but it might be your springboard to become the greatest of whatever you're doing. Yan, ikaw ba, are you one of those classic examples na your life actually experienced a really low, and then you bounced up? Or were you always just up there and you became better?
Well, people know me as the millionaire maker, the very successful businessman. But you'd be, you would be surprised also to know that I did not come from a well-off family. I wasn't born with a golden spoon. And actually, my parents were from the province. They went to Manila having no money, struggling, and hoping that, finding a job here would make them successful, but it didn't happen. And so I came from that background, and that's actually what inspired me to look at my life. And I said, is it possible that a man or any Filipino that has no money, virtually no money, can he develop himself to become very successful in a short amount of time?
So, but did you ever experience that? Did you ever experience being really broke, being in debt,
in fact,
being...
my life before was a roller coaster ride. I was very successful in sales, then I lost my job. Then I went into business. I started putting up several businesses. I started with restaurants. But again, after about 2 years, all of my businesses were a shutdown. They did not work, and I lost all of my money. I was deeply in debt.
Okay.
And I was really having a hard time getting up.
So na-experience mo yan?
Yes,
Na-experience mo being broke, na-experience mo being in debt?
I came to a point that, I had to loan money from most of my relatives that were close to me. In fact, I actually promised my mom that if she can help me graduate in UP, I'll never ask for allowance again. But then again, I begged her, for $5,000 just to, survive for a month.
Okay.
And that was my experience, and that's really actually the polarity of my life that, I actually learned a lot from that experience.
Exactly, that's what I was talking about. Kasi I'm sure a lot of people who have joined your seminars or planning to join your seminars, hindi ba, would like to know, ito bang taong ito, does he really know what it's like to be broke? Does he really know what it is to reach rock bottom, hindi ba? And his answer is yes. He's been there. He's been there. He's done that. He's picked up his life from, hindi ba, from the broken pieces, and he's made a success of himself.
And maybe what our audience would like to also hear, it's not bad to really have your life down. In fact, the best thing to do is to really reach rock bottom, because as I say, when you reach rock bottom, there's no way to go but up.
Up, but up.
If you're just going down, and so just let it flow. You just allow, because these situations, they give you the most important lessons.
Exactly,
in life.
exactly. That's what I wanted to hear from you. Because a lot of, to me, yun ang mga, talagang mga success stories, no? Whether it's in sports, whether it's in business, kahit ano man field, no? These are people who usually nakatikim sila, di ba? I mean, they've known what it is to hit rock bottom.
Yes.
That's why ngayon, I mean, because you're having money magnet seminars, you're having prosperity seminars, you're having sales seminars, and definitely, I mean, the people who are joining your seminars, the majority of them are those that are having difficulties. Of course, meron mga talagang successful na who would just like to acquire more knowledge, di ba? Gusto nilang ma-enhance yung alam na nila, or gusto nilang ma-validate yung why am I successful?
Yes,
There you go, di ba? John put it into words.
Yes. But it's so surprising also that, at the onset, you'll think a money magnet seminar which helps people become successful will be attended by people that don't have money. I have so many multimillionaires and even rich families coming in. And I guess one reason is because when we teach success, we don't necessarily teach that it's all about money. Success is, true wealth, true success is all areas of your life being in complete harmony with each other. And that includes your health, your finances, your intellect, your relationships, and your relationship with God, which is very, very important.
All right. So we have Mr. John Calub, the most successful success coach in the country today. And he will be talking more about prosperity and success in all areas of our lives, in all levels, when we come back. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Open House with Gerry Cornejo. Our topic for this evening is prosperity and success. And we're talking about prosperity and success on all levels: intellectual, emotional, financial, professional, spiritual. And we have with us this evening the most successful success coach in the Philippines. And so far, if you just tuned in, my first exposure to John Calub was, I was reading about him, and I got curious, and I guested him in this program. I joined his seminar, and again, as I was telling you, I went to the SMX Convention Center, and I was impressed because it was the first seminar I've attended where a 2,000 seating capacity was filled and became an SRO event, standing room only event. And this was not a 1 hour or 2 hour seminar. This was a whole day seminar. I think it started around 9 in the morning and it ended 6 or 7 in the evening. So anyway, we'll be talking more, and let's hear it from the man himself, John Calub.
Yes.
Okay, so John, again, your most basic seminar is the Money Magnet Seminar.
Yes.
And of course, as the title suggests, Money Magnet. But before the break, you were saying that when you attend this seminar, you not only learn how to attract money, but...
Yes, one of the things we do in that basic seminar is to teach people, especially Filipinos, how to manage their money, which is part of the whole day seminar. Because it's easy to magnet money, but then again, once you already have that, it's not how much you actually have, how much you can keep and how much you can grow from what you keep.
Exactly.
So most Filipinos, they never really had a chance to learn that in school. Most of our schools never really taught financial literacy. So we teach people investing, taking care of their money, and also the spiritual side of money, like tithing, we have giving, and so on.
Okay, so what other seminars are you having aside from the Money
Now,
Magnet Seminar?
after a while, we figured out, we have inspired so many Filipinos because of the Money Magnet Seminar. But then again, you already have the mindset, and you want to actually do what you really want to do now. What we figured out is the second part that you need to develop are skills. Now, skills. And so starting this year, we started launching several courses that are geared for developing skills. And most of these are related to sales and marketing. So our newest seminar this year, which we launched, is Ultramagnetic Selling.
Again,
Ultramagnetic Selling.
Okay.
And it's all about the basic selling process. And the advanced level of that is ultramagnetic persuasion.
Okay.
Now, what are the concepts behind this? It's actually being able to become a powerful communicator. Because one of the most important skills that every Filipino or anybody in the world must have is actually communication skills. All conflicts arise from
Miscommunication.
Miscommunication. And when people don't get their thoughts and ideas correctly to another person, even if this is their intention, that's not really healthy for business, for all the things that you're doing, even in relationships. Now, persuasion, which is actually part of a very, very good field, which is now becoming popular around the world. It's called social dynamics.
Okay.
It's rarely taught, and a lot of people don't really know these persuasion techniques. So what you will discover when you attend our seminars is you will be able to actually, if you learn these advanced techniques, you will be able to let anybody say yes to you, okay, to your ideas, to your products and services, to your say you want to give an order to your kids to do this, you will be able to instantly persuade them anywhere, at any time.
So at any environment you're in, pwedeng at home,
Yes.
pwedeng in your community, pwedeng sa workplace, ganun ba?
Exactly. Because,
Okay.
selling and persuasion, a lot of people think it's just the selling of real estate or selling of, say, a computer. You'll be surprised. At home, when you want your kids to take a bath now, that's actually, persuading somebody.
Yes.
That's actually selling. You're selling the idea now why it's important to take a bath now. And if you cannot get your communication across effectively, then you will not get any positive response.
So what you're saying is itong selling
Magnetic selling
Magnetic
and
selling?
ultramagnetic persuasion.
Okay, so these are not only for salespeople and marketing people.
It's for everybody.
This is for housewives and
Yes,
parents,
definitely.
educators.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Then a large part of the persuasion course is about becoming a good public speaker. Now, we had elections just a few months ago. Then we're now gearing for another set of elections. And you'd be surprised if you study carefully these candidates running. Had they attended my persuasion course, they'd be a step ahead, because we teach there. For example, when you're talking on stage, where should you be putting yourself when you enter that stage? Should you be on the left or the right? What is the right way to to look at people's eyes, such that when you're being looked at, you instantly love that communicator. That gives you an instant connection to that person. Then we also teach the basics of shaking hands properly.
Yeah.
What is the proper way to do a handshake for business, for relationships, for friendship, and so on and so forth. Body language is not taught in schools, and that persuasion course is all about body language.
Okay, now let me ask you this, John. You're talking about ultramagnetic selling and persuasion. Are you saying that these things that you're teaching cannot be learned in school?
Actually, I would
are
say
not taught in school?
are not okay. It actually could be learned, but apparently, nobody, no school that I know of is actually zooming in on these topics.
You mean they are not teaching it?
They're not teaching it. The most important skill that everybody must have is not being taught in school. And it's so funny. That's the irony of it all. And when you're a CEO, you plan to become a CEO, the president of a huge corporation. What are the key characteristics or elements that you must have? You must be a good communicator, because you'll always be giving speeches, right? And how can you convince people that the company is actually performing well, or we need to do this year in order to get into this revenue, if you cannot communicate those ideas very well? Now let me give you a good example. We have Steve Jobs.
Okay.
He's a very, very powerful communicator. Okay, people call these types of people naturals when it comes to persuasion. He did not study it, but apparently he's just
Inborn.
natural at it. Probably adopted it from programming from his parents or his environment previously. But if you study him, the iPhone, the iPad, which he recently launched, a lot of companies have already actually invented that. They've already launched it. It's available in the public in another brand name. But you'll be surprised when Steve Jobs goes to the media and announces that I'm going to do this. This will be the new product of Apple Corporation. It's sold out. It's not even in stores yet. People are lining up, making the reservation. What makes him ultramagnetic? That's what we actually give in the seminars. We've studied these people, their characteristics, their habits, their body movement, their positioning, the way they speak, what are the words that they use in order to command attention, to influence, and become charismatic.
Okay. Now, there's another seminar that you were giving. It's EFT, the Emotional Freedom Technique.
Yes.
And by the way, if you want to know about EFT, this is also on the internet. So just Google it, di ba? EFT. But then there's nothing like having a live instructor telling you about it, and you have to practice it. Because if you've been watching this program, you had Father Michael McGuire practicing, he's a priest, he's a practicing psychologist, psychiatrist for the past 30 years, and he said this thing really works. And to a certain degree, I've tried it in my life, and it does work. Ngayon, John, you started this recently.
Yes.
And can you tell them what EFT is again?
So for all of you watching, EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques. Now, the basic reason why we get sick 80% of all illnesses, they stem from emotions. These are emotions that were never released.
Negative emotions.
Negative emotions like anger, hatred, resentment. You know, when you're angry all the time, let's say during the traffic, you're always pissed off. Later, after you go home, you notice you'll have a lump here, all right, you'll have your back pain.
Headache.
Yeah, headache.
Yeah.
So what happens is whenever we're sick, most doctors, what they basically would prescribe is medicine. But that cures the symptom. That cures the back pain, you know, temporarily. Why? Because the source is actually the negative emotion, which is not physical, it is actually emotional.
Okay.
So what EFT does is it zooms into those negative emotions. It's a simple technique based on an ancient art called acupuncture,
Okay.
which was developed by or discovered by Chinese over 5,000 years ago. But just recently, a few years ago, a certain man discovered that you don't need to put needles anymore. If you simply tap
Right.
certain areas of your body
Right.
called meridians, which are
Right.
the energy points of the body,
Ah.
what it actually does is instantly, it releases all of your negative emotions. It's
Okay.
so rapid. The results are, you know, I would say, if you ask me of all the techniques I've done, I go hands down for this. Because we do these healing.
Instant healing,
Yeah, instant healing. We do these instant healing sessions live. People will actually watch me heal somebody on stage live using these techniques. So it's very, very powerful. Now, if you want to have an idea of results, let me just give you an example. I have a woman come to me on stage in my last seminar who's been traumatized by the separation of her and her boyfriend. And so what happened was, as a result of that, she started having insomnia. She couldn't sleep at night. She always thinks about that point where she broke up in that relationship, and she had so many hurt feelings about the guy, knowing, I guess the guy, you know, was you know, having another relationship with somebody while they were together. And when she realized that, you know, it's been 3 years already, she couldn't sleep. You know, 3 rounds of EFT, just 3 rounds of tapping. When she went home at night, she texted me, she posted it on my Facebook account. I've been cured, okay, for something that has bothered me, that has troubled me for 3 years.
And I think, John, sometimes, kaya nga 3 years, you don't even know that was actually the cause.
Exactly.
Di ba? You don't even know that, you know, something that's bothering you now was caused by something 3 years or even longer. It could be in your childhood.
That's
it
right.
could be 5, 10, 15 years ago. It can be 1 year ago. But, yun na nga, hindi mo alam na yung palang cause nun. And it is released. Kaya nga, emotional freedom technique.
And that's the role of the coach, of the EFT coach or the success coach, where the training I give is for you to help you, you know, if you're actually doing healing sessions with somebody, to be able to find a way that you can figure out where is this coming from. Which memory is actually triggering this, and how do you bring out those memories? Because memories are like, you know, layers.
Right,
It's like an onion.
Right.
You want to peel it until you get to the, you know, to the core.
Right.
And when you can heal the core issue, you know, EFT is so powerful. It's like you cut one tree and everything just gets cut down so fast.
Yeah. Okay, so another thing is this, itong emotional freedom technique. How long is this seminar, by the way?
It's actually what I do. The basic course of EFT is about, you know, just a half-day seminar.
You mean like one whole morning, one whole afternoon?
Yes, it could be that. Yeah,
Okay.
it's very easy to learn. It's highly transferable.
Right.
And when you step out of the seminar, you can actually apply it. In fact, during the seminar itself,
You're already applying it.
yes, healing already takes place while
Right.
you're sitting down and watching people get
Right.
healed on stage. Because what we do there is, for example, we bring dangerous animals. For example, like in my last seminar, I brought a snake. All right, I brought a tarantula, and many other stuff like you know. Cockroaches, gigantic cockroaches,
Okay.
and people with phobias of those things or animals. We bring them on stage. You know, we show them the picture. You notice people shaking. All right.
Tapos
You know,
gumagaling sila.
Then we do the process. Then we heal them. Then we bring out the actual, say for example, the real live snake, and I put it on their neck, put it on their hands, so to show people that they're actually already cured.
Okay, we'll be back with more of that, so stay tuned. By the way, people, we're going to go on our last segment, so I suggest please get out your papers and pens, your laptops, or because we're going to be giving you names, we're going to be giving you addresses, websites, telephone numbers, dates, so things to remember. So please make sure you'll be able to record them. You're watching Open House with Gerry Cornejo with Mr. John Calub, and we'll be back right after this. Stay tuned. All right. So now. Welcome back to Open House with Gerry Cornejo, where we feature people, places, and things who are in the news or should be in the news. In this case, if you've been watching us this evening, earlier today, well, the person we have has been in the news. His topics are very relevant to just about every man, woman, and child. And he is known as the #1 success coach in the country today, Mr. John Calub. So John, again, we were talking about your seminars. Of course, ang pinaka-basic seminar mo is the Money Magnet Seminar. There's the Ultramagnetic Selling and Persuasion. And you have the EFT, which is short for Emotional Freedom Technique. Ngayon, earlier we were discussing about your parang CSR to, parang Corporate Social Responsibility, wherein you actually go out to the communities and help them. Could you please tell us a bit about this?
One of the things that I teach is all about giving and service to humanity. Because, when you're successful, you have so much money, at the end of the rainbow, you ask yourself, what have I contributed, to the world? And so one of the things we have done is I've launched recently a nonprofit organization of which my graduates can become members of. And every quarter, we seek to do a public community project. Like recently, we had our tree planting project in Marikina. We planted about 300 trees in one area in Marikina. And prior to that, we had a visit to a charity. It's actually a place where abandoned children are being, housed by the DSWD. And we've contributed medicines, food. We played games with the kids. It's so fulfilling because sometimes we complain in our lives, but then you realize there are kids out there who were abandoned, have nowhere to go, have no money. And then you can say, wow, I should be grateful because even if my situation is like this, I'm not in that situation.
Right.
It's very enlightening. And then when you share, it brings out the fulfillment. And a lot of people know me as the money magnet success person. Like a lot of people mistake me for somebody na pera lang or materialistic. Oh. But this is actually the other side of me, which I have been doing for over the years that I have engaged in training. But then again, now I'm spreading myself bigger because the nonprofit organization, which is called the Genius Creation Mastermind Alliance, is actually nationwide. So we're now building chapters. We're launching Iloilo chapter this coming October. Then we're launching Cebu chapter this coming January 2012. And so many other projects that we want to do, to help the Filipino people.
By the way, John, in a while we're going to be mentioning your up-and-coming seminars. And but before that, ano ba mga contact number niyo? Like I'm sure there are a lot of people watching now and saying, how do I get in touch with John Calub? Well, first of all, I'm sure many of the people watching us now naka-internet. So unahin muna natin yung fan page mo sa Facebook.
For those of you who have who always go to Facebook, you can check out www.facebook.com/John Calub Training. So that's facebook.com/John Calub Training, or just simply type John Calub in the search box. You'll see a picture of me doing this in a black suit, just like that page, and you will be updated every now and then as regards the roster of seminars and events
Okay.
that we have.
Now, do you have any landlines or cell phone numbers where they can get in touch with you directly? Kasi
Yes.
baka merong hindi naka-internet dyan,
Okay.
pero almost everybody has a cell phone.
Well, you can actually get in touch with us through 748-7646. That's 748-7646.
Landline, yeah.
That's our landline. You can also we have another landline 382-9997. And I guess the best thing that you can do is you can also visit our website,
Okay.
which is www.johncalubtraining.com. That's johncalubtraining.com.
A cell phone dyan, meron
All
ba?
right, let me just check. I didn't memorize the number, but if for those of you who want to reach us via cell, right, the number is 0917. It's 879-0543. Let me repeat that. 0917-879-0543.
And by the way, I'm sure if you want to contact them, mag-SMS muna kayo. Mag-text muna, wag biglang tawag. And by the way, these numbers that you gave, yung mga landline, office hours ba ito? What
yes,
day and what hours?
Yes, it would be best for you to call office hours. That's from 8:30 a.m.
Okay.
to about 5 p.m.
Okay.
And,
Which days?
Monday to Saturday.
Monday to Saturday. So wag Sunday, ah. Yung ngayon yung cellphone, when can they call?
You can-
Office hours then?
Yes, you can text that anytime. That's under our marketing group.
Anytime?
Anytime. It's under our
Maganda
sales
ka na
group.
ng mga magte-text sa'yo ng alas 3 ng umaga. I'm
That's
not
okay.
kidding.
That's
Okay
okay.
lang, ha?
Yes, that's okay.
Okay. I'm going to repeat this before the end of the program. I have the website, I have the landline numbers, and the cell phone numbers. Ngayon, you have up and when is your next? Kasi kung minsan nakikita ko dun sa... By the way, once you register with the facebook.com, you will get regular updates on up-and-coming seminars, conventions, conferences, activities.
Yeah.
Pero as of now, ano ba nakaschedule mo
All right.
activity?
So for everybody watching, if you want to experience a success, prosperity, good health, the first thing that you can do is step into our basic seminar, which is the How to Become a Money Magnet seminar.
Okay.
Be a multimillionaire by using the most powerful money management system in the world. This is going to be held on October 1.
Okay.
That's Saturday from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. It's going to be at the SMX Convention Center.
Okay.
Now, where do you get tickets? Tickets for John Calub training seminars are available in SM Tickets outlets.
Right,
That's
right.
all the SM cinemas nationwide. Just go to a movie house ng SM. You can actually purchase a ticket. You can actually walk in during the
Right.
seminar as well.
But if you're gonna walk in, come early.
Yes,
Because
come early.
the last time I was there before 8, ang dami ng
Yes,
tao.
definitely.
All right.
And the ticket for the Money Magnet seminar is only 500 pesos each. It's not
Yeah.
really very expensive. It's
Yeah.
affordable for all Filipinos. But when you come there, I guess the value of what you're coming into is, life-changing. Your 500 pesos, it will go in because you will benefit from this. for the
Sometimes,
rest of your life.
500 pesos, niloload lang nila sa telepono nila yun.
Exactly.
Di ba? Niloload nyo lang. Or you go to a movie and you can't even buy a hamburger after.
Yes.
And then it's all forgotten. It's life-changing.
Exactly, because in the Money Magnet seminar, what you're going to experience is you're going to discover the ultimate secret on how to become truly wealthy in all areas of your life.
John, okay. Bigyan mo nga sila ng ano ngayon. Just something, even before they join the seminar. Of course, you were telling us earlier, introduction mo pa lang, sinasabi mo, you have to think right, you have to feel it. Andun na rin yung pinaka-seed nun, no?
Yes.
But can you give them something now that
Concrete, yeah.
concrete that
To
they
do.
can, even without joining the seminar, hindi ba, they can hold on to, they can think about? I'm sure you have so many
Yes.
at the tips of your
Okay,
fingers.
so my first tip is for those watching, before you even do anything, if you want to become successful, I always say this, the first step to success is decide what you really want. So you have to know what your dreams are. So what you can do tonight is get a notebook or a piece of paper, write down a list of 100 of your dreams, and make them very specific. If you wanted a house, what kind of house, where, the size, 2 floors ba yan, what's the design of the house. You wanted a car, what's the brand.
So in
what's
other
the
words,
year.
wag lang, I want a big house.
Yes.
I want a new car.
Yes.
Pag big house, sabihin mo na kung saan mo gusto yung bahay na yon, how big it kung anong car, sabi mo, what color car.
Exactly.
Di ba? What model.
You hit it right,
Pati
Gerry.
interior.
Yes. And after you do that, whatever's on your list, I want you to look for a photograph, perhaps in a magazine or maybe on the internet of that thing that you listed down, and then you put it on an illustration board. What you do is every night before you go to sleep and upon waking up, you just spend a couple of minutes looking at them, and then close your eyes and imagine as if you already own those things.
So parang scrapbook.
Parang scrapbook.
Right.
You can also put it on your wall so that when you wake up, that's the first thing that you're going to see. If you do that, our mind's like a computer. Whatever is being programmed, that's what comes out. So garbage in, garbage out. But if we look at positive things, that is also what's getting programmed into the mind. And the output becomes the manifestation of all of those pictures that you've actually
So
put
if
in
you
there.
want to go to London, maglagay ka ng picture ng Big Ben, or if you want to
Very
go to
good.
Paris, ng Eiffel Tower, and imagine yourself already, going up the Eiffel Tower, or ngayon,
Sa few
John,
minutes a day.
meron kang tinuro doon. I remember that it has to be accompanied also by affirmations.
Yes.
Like aside from looking at the picture and knowing this is what I want, this is the kind of watch I want, that's the kind of car I want, that's the kind of house. What are the things you say?
Yes. What we want to do is also when we look at these pictures or we want to program something, it has to have feelings or emotions, positive emotions attached to it. So the best thing you can do is every morning, for example, you want 1,000,000 pesos. What you do is you put your hand in your heart and then you look at the mirror and you say, I am lovingly attracting 1,000,000 pesos or something better. And then, say it over and over again in the morning, at night. Or, some of the affirmations that we use more popularly, for example, every day you can say, every day in every way, I am becoming better, better, and better. You keep repeating that, you'll be surprised. Each time you say that out loud, it's a decree. We call it a decree or a declaration. You're sending vibration to the universe, and that which you speak about gets attracted back to you. Let's say you're better and better, all areas of your life, be it in your love life, your health, you'll be surprised. You will get to heal your life so quickly.
That's right, exactly. And on the other hand, stop saying things like, wow, ang hirap ng buhay. Life is so difficult, it's so full of problems. You're just going to manifest it.
Yes.
You're going to attract it. So in like manner, all you have to do is change of mindset nga, hindi ba?
Yeah.
Change of mindset, and instead of declaring all these negative things, hindi ba? Kailangan positive things naman. And one more thing, di ba, John, is also, kailangan alisin mo lahat yung mga sama ng loob.
Oh, that's very,
Di ba?
very
Number one.
important.
Because even if you say, I want 1,000,000 here, but I'm gonna use that 1,000,000 to kick somebody.
Yeah.
Di ba? Di ba? Kailangan alisin nyo rin lahat ng mga negative emotions.
Yes, because the greatest manifestation or attraction principle in the world is love. It's based on love. So when you're intending something, say to have this, but at the back of it, there is some form of guilt, some form of hurt, or you want to take revenge. That's why you want this to happen. Your vibration will not actually work for you. So it's not going to attract that thing.
And it will also attract the negative things.
The negative things.
The negative
yeah.
things.
And what you want to do is be clear of all of these past issues, past hurts, because in that clarity, abundance and prosperity can easily flow in your life.
Okay, now I'm going to give myself 30 seconds. You can have the last 30 seconds. Again, if you want to get in touch with Mr. John Calub, facebook.com/John Calub Training. You can call up telephone number 748-7646, 382-9997. Or you can cell phone number 0917-879-0543. And there's going to be a seminar on October 1, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. That's a Saturday, October 1, SMX Convention Center. Okay? John, you have the last 30 seconds.
Yes.
There you go.
For those of you watching, I wish for you success, prosperity in all areas of your life. Come and join us. Come to our seminars so you can figure out and you can discover for yourself what are these secrets that I've been wanting every Filipino to actually discover, so that you can live the life that you truly deserve, and you can manifest all of your dreams, your highest dreams and aspirations, because you deserve that, because God, He created you so powerful. All you have to do is tap into your inner power.
Thank you very much,
Thank you very
John
much,
Calub.
Gerry.
Maraming salamat, John Calub. Thank you very much for staying with us during the past hour. And until next week, take care. Think positive, think rich, think prosperity, think health. I love you. God bless you. And remember, people, it is better to be rich and healthy than poor and sick. Bye-bye.